everyone, welcome to the weekly Facebook program. Today we are going to be doing a power plate workout with the Pilates Magic Circle. This is Jessica Mefford. You may recognize her from her last video appearance. So she's going to be doing our exercises today. So the first exercise is going to be a single leg balance with a hip abduction. And I'm just going to go ahead and put her feet, both legs inside of the ring. She wants it right, a little bit below her knee, right there. You can always find a comfortable space. If that doesn't feel good, you can always move it where you might, if that doesn't feel like it's digging into your leg. The settings for this exercise is going to be 30 hertz, 30 seconds, and low amplitude. So she's going to go ahead and balance on one leg. And as she does it, she's going to do little abductions with her left leg. So it's working both her stabilizers in her right leg, her abductors in her right leg, as well as her abductors in her left leg. Of course, you would do the other side for another 30 seconds. The next exercise we're going to be doing is a V-sit. You can do these two different ways. First one I'm going to show you is a little bit easier. You're going to have your toes hooked behind the handlebars there. It's a V-sit with an overhead squeeze. So this, she wants to make sure she has a nice space between her ears and her shoulders. If this is too much on your tailbone, you can always add more cushion by adding another cushion or an extra pad. The settings for this exercise are going to be 30 hertz, 45 seconds, and low amplitude. So she has a nice flat back. If this is too much on your hip flexors or your lower back gets involved too much, you can always round it. So what she's doing, as she comes up, she's giving that ring a little squeeze. So she's working her shoulders, her lats. She really wants to make sure her hip flexors don't get involved. All right, so that's an easier version. More difficult version is she would flip around, so she doesn't have these handlebars to give her any assistance. It's going to go in between, or her arms are going to be straight out in front of her chest this time. Same setting, nice straight leg. She's going to lower down, she's going to come up and squeeze in front of her chest. So this is going to be working more of her pecs as opposed to her lats and shoulders as it was in the other one. So as you can see, it's a little bit more difficult. You don't have the assistance on her feet. All right. So the next exercise we are going to be doing is a push-up with a leg abduction. So we're going to be using her inner thighs as well as her chest. You might want to have someone help you set this up. It's a little difficult once you get into the position to put the ring in between your ankles. So you're going to put it right here. Same setting as before, 30 hertz, 45 seconds, and low amplitude. She's going to bend her elbows and lower down into a push-up and hold into 3 little squeezes. So 3 little abduction squeezes, and then press right back up. Lowering it right back down, 3 squeezes, and right back up. Nice. The next exercise she's going to be doing is a hamstring curl with a leg abduction. So still working those inner thighs on this one. This one again is a little tricky to set up, so if you have someone close by that can just help you get into position, that's great. So it's the same settings, 30 hertz, 45 seconds, and low amplitude. I'm going to place the ProMotion cables, which is set on high. It can also be set on low if this is just too much. Around her toes or around her feet, and she wants to make sure she points her toes so the ProMotion doesn't slip off. And this is going to go right in between her shins. Go ahead and squeeze. I'm going to push the repeat button. And as she does a little hamstring curl with her leg, she's going to squeeze that Pilates ring. Now this can get a little bit into your lower back, so what you want to make sure of is that you're not pushing your stomach into whatever deck you're laying on. You want to make sure you're pulling your belly button up and away from the deck so you don't get into your lower back. You can also squeeze the glutes as you pull in to get out of that lower back as well. All right, so the last exercise we're going to do is a bridge with a hip or leg extension. So she's just going to flip over onto her back. So this is kind of more of a stretch and strengthen at the same time. I'm going to put this around one foot. She's going to go into a bridge And same settings again, 30 hertz, 45 seconds at low amplitude. And she's going to focus on keeping her hips nice and level as she lifts her leg up and lowers down. So this right leg right here is doing all the work of keeping the stabilization as well as her core. She's getting a nice hamstring stretch in her left leg and her calf. And go ahead, come all the way down. All right, so again, you would obviously repeat that on the other side. So that is our Facebook program of the week. Thank you, Jessica. Did a great job, and we will see you next week.